Tonight, we report on the sentence for a man that led police on a chase through Ephrata to Soap Lake and back, and how a hearing during a murder trial will remain closed. And what's going on in sports, Bob?
Seattle officials underestimated the amount of people expected to attend the Seahawks victory parade Wednesday. Stay tuned to find out how many actually showed up. Let's take a look at our Weather Center forecast for tonight.
And here in the weather department, we're looking at this cold air mass to remain in place, and at the same time, a little moisture coming up. You know what that means? Maybe some flurries.
All of this and much more on iFiber 1 News.
From the iFiber 1 HD studio here in the heart of the Columbia Basin, this is iFiber 1 News. Your #1 source for local news, sports headlines, and our very own Weather Center forecast covering the entire Columbia Basin. This is iFiber 1 News, and it starts now.
A man is serving more than 4 years in prison after leading police on a chase through Ephrata and Soap Lake. Trinidad Rodriguez, a 41-year-old man, pleaded guilty to attempting to elude, possession of methamphetamine, and unlawful possession of a firearm in the second degree. The pursuit started after an Ephrata police officer spotted Rodriguez driving a stolen 1997 Honda sedan on October 6th. When the officer tried to stop Rodriguez, he fled, starting the chase. Rodriguez led officers through several residential neighborhoods before fleeing to Soap Lake and back to Ephrata. The chase ended when Rodriguez lost control of the car and crashed in the 200 block of Alder Street Northwest in Ephrata. Rodriguez tried running from the scene, but was caught with the help of sheriff's deputies. Ephrata firefighters responded to a burning couch Wednesday afternoon. The fire department was dispatched to a home near the intersection of Ivy Street Northeast and First Avenue Northeast at about 2:50 p.m. They discovered a couch burning outside the residence and extinguished it within 15 minutes. Fire Chief Jeremy Burns said no one was home at the time of the fire. The record of a closed hearing in a 2012 accomplice to murder trial will stay sealed. A Washington State Court of Appeals commissioner didn't believe Grant County Superior Court Judge Evan Spurline didn't do anything wrong when closing the hearing or sealing records. Spurline closed an October hearing in the case of Michael Rocha, a 27-year-old Moses Lake man. Rocha is charged in Grant County Superior Court with being an accomplice to murder in the first degree and kidnapping in the first degree. Rocha is accused of helping Adrian Rodriguez, a 29-year-old Moses Lake man, in the 2012 murder of Tracy Fulbright. Rodriguez reportedly believed Fulbright molested his daughter and shot him twice. A shed was destroyed in a fire in a Crescent Bar trailer park this morning. Grant County Fire District 3 responded to the fire at 9 a.m. When they arrived at the 8800 block of Crescent Bar Road, they found an 8-foot by 8-foot shed burning. The fire took about 10 minutes to extinguish. Lieutenant David Durfee said the fire resulted in minor damage to a nearby trailer. No one was at home at the time of the fire. The Grant County Fire Marshal is investigating the fire. The Columbia Basin Cancer Foundation is hosting its 5th annual Country Sweethearts Benefit Auction on Saturday. The event starts at 5 p.m. in the 4-H building at the Grant County Fairgrounds. Tickets cost $65 per person and pays for dinner, dancing, beer, and wine. Tickets are available at the Columbia Basin Cancer Foundation office at 1031 West Broadway in Moses Lake. Donations and funds raised go toward helping local cancer patients.
Each of the people you see here has warrants for their arrest and is wanted by various law enforcement agencies. If you see any of these people, the Department of Corrections asks that you do not attempt to detain or apprehend them, but to call police. You can also call the Department of Corrections at 509-764-6180 during the day or 509-762-1160 after 5 p.m.
We will be back after this.
Hey, how do you TDM?
Fish taco.
Chicken burrito. No. Chicken taco. I mean...
I want fire on my burrito. I want jalapenos. I want habanero sauce. I want it hot, hot, hot.
Rice, beans, lettuce, tomato, and that is it.
I like nachos. I like nachos.
2 pork tacos with creamy chipotle sauce, and make it a combo.
Love fish tacos.
Gotta be fresh, gotta be fast, gotta be to go, gotta get out of here.
Stop by today and TDM with our new creamy Chipotle sauce.
Looking for that authentic Philly flavor? Come down to Nia Carson's Cheesesteaks, Wings and Things and try our mouthwatering cheesesteak sandwiches, prepared fresh and served hot. Make sure to pair it up with our classic wings, ranging from sweet and tangy to hot and spicy. East meets West at Nia Carson's. We provide Moses Lake with that authentic Philadelphia taste. Bring the whole family. We promise to make them something they'll all enjoy. Nia Carson's Cheesesteaks, Wings and Things. Good service, great price, and something different.
And hi there, everybody. Meteorologist Don Morello with you here on iFiber Channel 1 News. Your weather forecast is brought to you by Bud Cleary Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. And of course, it's just been darn right cold, and it is going to remain cold for a bit. We're not going to be seeing seasonal temperatures for about 4 or 5 days, but it is trying to warm up. That's the good news. But it will take about a week. That's the bad news. So hang in there. It will come back to seasonal temperatures. The flu flurries is actually possible overnight tonight and again through the weekend, but better precipitation chances looks like it's developing early next week, and that'll continue off and on most of next week. So as the temperatures warm up, the moisture comes in, and it could be a little messy times the next week or so. Past 24 hours, 16 and 3. That's all during the past 24 hours. Some of you fell below zero. In fact, Moses Lake, a new record, -2. Very, very, very cold temperatures, of course. We struggle to get out of the mid to high teens this afternoon. That's right where we are right now with the north-northeast breeze, mostly cloudy skies. And to our south, a little moisture is coming in from Oregon. And in fact, overnight tonight, we'll see this coming up towards us and coming across us to give us a chance of a flurry. I don't think we'll see anything truly bad, but southern sections in the hills might see a little 1 to 3 inches. But the big thing is that the storm track, which has been moving well to our south through northern California, parts of Oregon, is starting to inch back up towards the north. So with time, we're going to get more and more into this slug of Pacific moisture. And with the cold air in place, that could mean anywhere from flurries to freezing rain maybe, but eventually all rain by mid to late week next week with any sort of precipitation that comes through. In the meantime, overnight tonight, again, a flurry or two, but then generally during the day tomorrow, for most of the state, not too bad. The inland northwest, though, still some lingering precipitation with some snow showers around. It could be rather 1 to 2 inches in some areas still. But as we close into the Columbia Basin, you can see we're looking for a partly cloudy afternoon, but notice the temperature still a good 15 degrees or so below where it should be for most sections. Here in the Freighter, the normal daytime highs you saw is around 38, 39. Let's zoom out the next 7 days. The big thing is a bit of cold Arctic air remains in place, but then you notice temperatures warming up just a little bit. But it's going to take a little bit of time early next week as moisture comes our way. Now again, flurries possible tonight, and then maybe in the mountains during the weekend. More significant Monday, Tuesday morning. Could be significant icing, and then we change into some showers as we warm it back up. Well, keep it here. Sports is coming up next.
It's a fact. Toyota offers 10 different vehicles with available 4 or all-wheel drive. So when roads are a challenge, we have your answer with great limited time savings, including the best-selling RAV4. Right now with APR financing as low as 0%. Or go for the larger Highlander with $1,000 cash back or the same 0% APR. Both ready to take you down winter's toughest roads. Discover Toyota's 4 and all-wheel drives for yourself. Visit any of your Inland Empire Toyota dealers today. Toyota. Let's go places.
At Moses Lake Community Health Center, we have had the privilege to serve the local communities since 1978.
What I like about working at this clinic more than any other clinic that I've worked at is the patient care. With the patient care team that we've assembled, it allows us to take care of as many facets of the patient and their family's needs.
Please take the opportunity to experience the high-quality care provided at our clinics.
Welcome back. I'm Bob Kirkpatrick with today's sports. They were expecting 300,000 people to turn out for the Seahawks' first Super Bowl victory parade in Seattle yesterday. What they got were nearly 750,000 fans that lined the route on 4th Avenue through downtown from Denny Way to CenturyLink Field, where the stadium was filled to capacity. The 12th man braved the frigid temperatures for hours to get a peek at their favorite players, Seahawks coaches, and cheerleaders, and to be a part of team history. An additional 26,000 onlookers from Quest Field watched the procession arrive. Coach Pete Carroll led the crowd in a Seahawks chant and said the team will do something special again. The superintendent of Seattle Public Schools said Monday parents could take their kids out of school for Wednesday's victory parade, but said it will be an unexcused absence. But he later changed his tune and said it would be up to individual principals to decide if the absence would be excused or not. More than 25% of the district's 51,000 students did not attend school yesterday, and 565 teachers were missing as well. Askia Booker scored 26 points, including 6 of 8 free throws in the final minute, and Colorado hung on to beat Washington State 68-63 last night. Xavier Johnson added 20 points and 9 rebounds for Colorado, which swept the season series with the Cougars. Devontae Lacey, who missed the first meeting with a rib injury, scored a career-high 34 points for Washington State. He also connected on a career-high 8 three-pointers. The Mariners avoided arbitration with Logan Morrison after reaching an agreement on a $1.75 million contract for the 2014 season. This is Morrison's first stint with the Mariners after being acquired in a trade with Miami during the offseason. His deal also includes up to $375,000 in performance bonuses based on plate appearances. Morrison, who plays first base, had a right knee injury surgery in September of 2012 and missed the first 2 months of the 2013 season. He hit .242 with 6 homers and 36 RBI in 85 games last year. Chris Peterson landed a gem to cap his first recruiting class at the University of Washington. 5-star defensive back Buda Baker, the Associated Press Washington State Player of the Year from Bellevue High School, was the top recruit to commit to Peterson and the Huskies during National Signing Day Wednesday. Well, be sure and tune in tomorrow night for iFiber One Sports live coverage of Moses Lake High School basketball. The action gets started at 5:45. iFiber One Sports will be broadcasting Big Bend basketball Saturday beginning at 2 p.m. Well, that's it for sports. We'll be right back after this.
Give your car the bath of a lifetime at Glass House Car and Dog Wash. Our personal attendants will focus on your vehicle's needs, and our new touchless technology guarantees the best wash possible. And as always, our tire scrubbers and rim spray will increase the life of your tires and leave them gleaming. Water spots don't fly here. We will hand dry your vehicle every time. Get in, get out, get clean at the Glass House Car and Dog Wash, located at 914 North Stratford Road in Moses Lake.
Hello, my name is Cheryl Kono. I am your local Ephrata Farmers Insurance Agent. Here at Cheryl Kono Insurance Agency, our customers always come first. We don't just work here, we live here. Please stop by the office, call, email, or Facebook me for a free auto, home, life, business, or farm and ranch quote today. We are insurance. We are farmers. Come in for a free quote today.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Our spotlight story tonight is a legislative update from Representative Matt Manueller.
We are well into the public hearing process of the 2014 legislative session. Are you seeing any legislation in the House Labor and Workforce Development Committee that concerns you? If so, what specifically?
Well, there's a whole host of bills that I'm concerned about right now. And it's not that any one bill in particular is scaring me, but it's taking all the bills together. So let me walk you through them. There's a proposal to raise the minimum wage to $12. We're already the highest minimum wage in the nation, and we're going to boost it by another $2. On top of that, there's a bill to provide free vacation for every employee provided by the employer, and then they want paid safe time and paid sick time. Well, if any one of those passes, it would be harmful, but imagine if all 4 of them pass. You're talking about $2 an hour for every worker, then another $2 an hour to pay for their free vacation, then another $2 an hour to pay for their free sick time, then another $2 an hour to pay for their free safe time. Pretty soon, I mean, who would be able to afford to hire anyone at this point? We have one of the highest unemployment rates in the history of the United States, and they're piling on when we're already down.
Are there any issues outside of specific legislation that have you concerned?
Yeah, there's a lot of issues. I mean, we've got the governor who is threatening by executive order to add $1 to the price of every gallon of gas. I mean, if you're a working family and you're already paying like $3.20, $3.40 a gallon, and we're talking about bumping it up to $4.40 a gallon overnight, and then maybe another 12-cent gas tax on top of that. I mean, we're literally talking about gas prices that are approaching European levels, except that people out in my district, we sometimes drive 100 miles to work. You know, we sometimes drive 50 miles to the nearest gas station. I mean, this stuff just doesn't pencil out, and it falls disproportionately on people who live in rural communities where they have to drive a farther distance. I'm also concerned about the implementation of Obamacare. Each day we hear about more, enrollees, but it turns out that the people who are enrolling are just enrolling for free Medicare. We don't have young people signing up. We continue to have people who are getting notices that their insurance has been canceled. We continue to have people who can't get to their old doctor. I've got 2 pieces of legislation that allows them to keep their old insurance and to allow them to buy catastrophic care only, and if those plans aren't available in Washington, to allow them to buy them across state lines. That is nothing more than what the President of the United States said people should be able to do when he realized that Obamacare was not rolling out the way that he planned. So I got a lot of concerns with some of the stuff that's going on over here.
We will be right back after this.
My mom was never comfortable in any of her chairs. Getting in and out of them was hard on her joints. We found a solution at In-Home Medical. They have a great selection of lift chairs. Many cost less than national brand recliners. Some even featuring heating and vibration for added comfort. They can take her from a flat sleeping position to nearly standing. We found everything she needs for a much better quality of life at In-Home Medical.
A massage at Not Release Therapies is far more than mere luxury. We strive to improve your health and well-being in the process. The stress of everyday life adds up and can cause depression, even bodily harm. That's why our professionals make it their mission to rejuvenate your body and mind. Enjoy the benefits of body wraps, sunless airbrush tanning, aroma steam therapy, and much more. In our opinion, everyone deserves a day of relaxation and peace of mind. Not Release Therapies in Moses Lake, where relaxation means good health.
In Northwest news, as temperatures remain below freezing in the Columbia Basin, we can be relieved we are not faced with some of the weather problems hitting Alaska. The only road into the town of Valdez, Alaska has reopened after being shut for nearly 2 weeks because of a series of avalanches. Alaska's Department of Transportation reopened the highway yesterday. The first avalanches happened on January 24th. Transportation officials ended up closing a 52-mile stretch of the highway. According to the Alaska DOT, crews worked around the clock to clear away more than 50 tons of snow over the last 5 days. There are a lot of shows about flipping hot rods and motorcycles. Most are to keep a company in business. When Pope Francis was presented with a Harley-Davidson in June to celebrate the iconic brand's 110th anniversary, he decided to flip it. It was auctioned off to raise money for a charity that works on behalf of the Roman Catholic Church. CNN's Jim Bitterman was at the bidding.
It was a case of regifting Vatican style. The present was a Harley-Davidson Dyna Superglide, not to anyone's knowledge on the Pope's wish list, but perhaps remembering 2 Corinthians that the Lord loveth a cheerful giver, Pope Francis accepted it nonetheless. And he even autographed the gas tank, a signature that went as well on the motorcycle jacket that came with the bike. But what to do with the hog, as Harley owners lovingly call their machines? It's pretty hard to imagine any pope, no matter how informal, wanting to jump on the back of a bike in his papal whites to let his chasuble fly free in the wind.
85,000, we've got the online bid.
So the Vatican decided to auction off the Harley for charity. Caritas Roma, in fact, the Catholic organization which runs soup kitchens and shelters for the homeless. With the auctioneer imploring the heavens to encourage the bidding,
a bid from there.
Prices went steadily upward.
210,000.
Until it was finally sold for 210,000 euros, about $285,000, more than 10 times the sale price.
Thank you, online.
The winning bid came in by telephone, and the bidder's identity remains anonymous. The papal leathers, that motorcycle jacket signed by Pope Francis, went to a different bidder for another 50,000 euros, or almost $70,000. And just to join in the charitable spirit, the auction company which handled the sale as part of its annual auction of collectible vehicles in Paris says it will not charge its usual 10% fee. The auctioneers say the Pope was actually given 2 Harleys, so perhaps one day there'll be another holy hog to bid on. Or perhaps the Pope will just want to keep it for tooling around his earthly domain. Jim Bitterman, CNN, Paris.
That's going to do it for us here at iFiber One News. We want to thank you for watching, and we'll see you again tomorrow.